Call your first witness.
The plaintiff would now like to call Drew Walton to the stand. Could you please state your name for the record?
My name is Drew Walton, but my dad gave me the nickname Drew when I was a little girl, so I go by that.
Where do you live, Miss Walton?
I live in Brookridge, Midlands. I've lived there my whole life.
Now, what is your profession, Miss Walton?
Well, I always assumed that I would follow in the Walton family tradition of public service within Midlands. So currently I run a non-profit organization focusing on the Second Amendment right to bear arms.
Could you briefly describe your educational background to the court?
Well, I was accepted into Harvard, but I just couldn't leave my Midlands alone, so I deferred my acceptance into Harvard, first Walton, in my family to do so, to go to Midlands State University.
Now, you mentioned my Midlands. Is the Walton family well known in Midlands?
Oh yeah, you betcha. We've got a long history of public service within Midlands, and you can say without a doubt that we're a popular town name.
Being the member of a popular family, were you ever the subject of media attention growing up?
Oh yeah, you know, I was the paparazzi favorite for probably about 10 years.
How would you characterize the media's treatment of you? Was it positive or negative?
Oh, it tended to be on the negative side. They were very pushy.
Did you ever react to them being pushy?
Unfortunately, when you're young, you have a slight temper, so when they would push me, I would tend to push back occasionally.
Have you changed your ways since you've grown older?
Oh, you betcha. I'm a law-abiding citizen without any doubt.
Why did you decide to change, Ms. Walton?
Well, about 2 years ago, my father fell ill, and I just didn't want to disappoint him. He always wanted me to follow his footsteps and becoming a public servant to Midlands, and I just had to make him happy.
Now, turning your attention to the night of September 24th, 2006, do you recall participating in a debate that night with Lane Hamilton?
Yes, I do.
Were any news networks at the debate?
Yes, they were. It was a debate on gun control, and like I told you before, my main platform is gun control. It's also my main platform within my political race. You might have recognized that picture of me with the deer smiling for the cameras. It's a real crowd pleaser.
Now, was BNN at the debate, Ms. Walton?
Surprisingly, they were.
Have you ever come into contact with BNN in the past?
I have. I've mostly come in contact with them in negative settings. They tend to follow me around a lot.
Now, turning your attention to the actual debate itself, do you recall Hamilton's demeanor during this debate?
He was very almost agitated and upset.
Now, how did you fare in the debate, Ms. Walton?
I did particularly well. It was probably a good thing, seeing as there was a small mix-up with an interview with Katie Couric that had happened earlier in the year, and I needed to reinforce myself. I dominated the debate without any question.
Now, were the news networks present after your debate?
Yes, they were.
Did you speak to them?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm confused on where we are.
Did you speak to the news networks?
Yeah, I did.
Did you speak to BNN?
Well, Ray and Thomas came over and asked me a couple of questions, but they were the normal superficial questions that BNN usually asks, unlike what other of the several news networks were asking.
Now, what did you do after giving these interviews?
Well, I went out into the parking lot where my car was waiting for me.
Was anyone else present in the parking lot at this time?
When I first walked out, it was only my assistant Casey.
Did anybody else come into the parking lot after you saw Casey?
Yes, very shortly after I walked into the parking lot, Professor Lane Hamilton walked out.
Did you notice anything with Hamilton's demeanor at this time?
Oh yeah, he was acting almost crazy. I was reaching into my car, and when he came out, he was visibly upset.
Now, did you say anything to Professor Hamilton?
Well, I wanted to make sure that he was all right, so I went over and I asked him if he was all right.
Did you do anything as a result of seeing Hamilton's demeanor at the point?
Well, I reached, because at that point, Professor Hamilton was acting really, really crazy. He was very agitated. So I
Objection,
reached,
Your Honor. Speculation as to him being crazy.
My witness said he was acting crazy. She was making a general observation of his demeanor at the time. Now, I'll read the question. Did you say anything to Hamilton after that?
well, I reached into my car to grab my gun for protection because I'm a small woman and he was a larger man. I wanted to make sure he was all right, but I needed to protect myself first.
Now, did Hamilton appear to see your weapon?
He did appear to see it, yes.
Did he react to seeing your firearm?
Well, his demeanor changed a little bit. Once he saw my gun in my hand, he kind of went from this agitated personality almost to a sad, somber look on his face.
Did you do anything in reaction to this?
Oh yeah, I wasn't at all I wasn't nervous other than this time. So I went over and I put my arm around him and I told him it was going to be okay.